Hello, everybody. Good morning. My name is Lieutenant Aaron Abreu. I am a healthcare administrator, medical service corps for the United States Navy. I do apologize in advance if I'm not doing this live like everybody else in the panel today. This would suffice for now due to the nature of my job. I have to do a pre-recorded video, so I do apologize in advance, but I also want to thank you for your time and your attention today. I do want to talk about a couple of things with you while I have your attention. I want to give you a little bit of my background, how I came about to where I am right now. Also, why did I pick healthcare administrator specifically and what's so special about the medical service corps, as I'm sure by now you know what medical service corps officers do. And also, I want to talk about why or what I do currently right now and what platform I serve in. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive in. My family immigrated from the Philippines back in 2008, and I've never had a job. I was 17 years old. I was never exposed to any civilian jobs at all. So the only thing I knew how to do was to be a Starbucks barista, and I think I was a pretty good barista back then. But that's where I also met a Navy recruiter who signed me up to be in the Navy, and this was in April 2008. The Navy has been a blessing to me. I was able to get my citizenship through the Navy. We also have a program to where you can take college classes for free through a program called the Tuition Assistance. I took advantage of that, and slowly but surely I got my degrees. I got my associate's degree first, took me about 2 years, and then my bachelor's degree in healthcare administration. And then what pushed me over the edge was I wanted to get my master's degree because that would lead me to where I am right now as my commissioning. And because this will lead me to a career that I want, which is to become a healthcare administrator in the Navy. And in order to do that, you need to have already an accredited master's degree. So I pursued it, and I got my master's degree in public health, emphasis in healthcare administration. I also have a background in I also did my internship with South Texas Veterans Affairs and Brooke Army Medical Center, where I've kind of floated around the public health realm, but I was more passionate about the healthcare administration, which leads me to my next point. Why healthcare administration? Like I told you earlier, I was an enlisted sailor, and I was a hospital corpsman. If you don't know what a hospital corpsman is, they're basically like the medics of the Navy. They do a lot of things that is comparable to an LVN, a licensed vocational nurse. So I did a lot of patient care. I did see patients. I took care of patients from bedside, clinical, emergency room. I also deployed in Afghanistan and dealt with patients there. And I just didn't see it as my calling. I did not see a stethoscope and me being Dr. Abreu. I also did not see myself as a registered nurse working in a hospital in a ward. I just didn't picture myself doing that. But I still wanted to be in the medical field. I wanted to be in the weeds of healthcare, but I don't want to be in patient care. So how do you solve that? How do I become immersed in the healthcare industry without dealing with patient care? Well, that's where healthcare administration came into play. How did I find out about healthcare administration in the Navy specifically? Funny enough, I did not meet healthcare administrators in the hospital. I actually met them I actually met them in an operational platform, which you will hear later on. I think tomorrow you have a brief with that. But I met them with the Marines, and when they told me what they did, it's like, yeah, I'm a healthcare administrator. I used to be just like you, a hospital corpsman. And I commissioned and became a healthcare administrator, and that lit a light bulb. That was my aha moment, and it just propelled me to get my master's degree. And here I am now. I've been in Navy for about 14 years. I don't regret any single thing or moment about that time, and I don't regret a single moment from the time that I joined up to now. And if there's an opportunity to stay past 20, I would do so in a heartbeat. It has given me a lot of opportunities. One, it built my confidence as a person. My leadership skills have enhanced, and now I'm in charge of my current platform right now is I'm the medical admin officer of an aircraft carrier, the USS George Washington. And I have a department of about 40 people. And we serve about a patient population of about 2,500 individuals. So that is a lot to deal with, specifically with the very limited background experience in healthcare administration, to where you just get thrown in and here you go forth and become a healthcare administrator. So the Navy has provided me that opportunity to expand my experience and continue to make myself grow as well. So what do healthcare administrators do specifically in my platform? You'll hear tomorrow about the Marine Corps side, like I mentioned, but I wanted to kind of talk to you about what we do in the specific platform that I'm in, which is the patient administrator platform in the fleet, or commonly known as being on ships. So most people, when they hear healthcare administrator, they think somebody who's on a computer, typing away and basically just doing administrative stuff, which they're not wrong. We are on computers a lot. But what a lot of people don't know, that if you are a healthcare administrator in the Navy, you do more than just typing away on keyboard. You're involved in operational planning. You're involved in medevacs, right? Evacuating patients from point A to point B. And you are also part of the decision-making process. In my current role right now as the medical admin officer, a classic example of this was last year, COVID. Yes, I do have a master's degree in public health, but I am not a doctor by any trade. I'm not a preventative officer by any means, not even a registered nurse. However, I was part of the planning process of how are we going to test our patient population? Where are we going to isolate them? What type of tests? Do we have the supplies and the logistics for it? How can we improve our screening time to where instead of patients calling, they're basically we're doing telehealth and teleconsults, which would save my staff more time and reduce burnout. These are things that I'm currently doing in my role, or up to this point, these are the things that I still do as a healthcare administration in my current platform with the fleet. That's just one aspect, and that was just COVID. Other things that I get involved with as well is I get to create or assist in creating with policies. This is a very unique thing as a healthcare administrator, is to draft up policies that you give directly to your boss, who we call a commanding officer, and say, this is what I think we should implement to the ship, and this is how we should move forward. And that is a very big deal, since you're talking about dealing with patient care for about 2,500 individuals, which may seem like a little, but with a staff of 38 people, it's definitely a challenging experience. We also deal with medevacs, or medical evacuation. So just imagine yourself, you're in the middle of the Mediterranean Sea, and you are nowhere near close to a hospital, and you have a patient that has a severe condition where the capabilities of the carrier cannot support the status of the patient. So what would you do? How would you treat that patient? Well, we know for a fact that our current location, there is a hospital that is close by, but it is only attainable by flight, is if we fly our patient there. So my job as a patient care administrator is to work with our pilots, determine what aircraft is available, ensure that that patient gets packaged, for lack of better terms, correctly from the aircraft carrier in the middle of the Mediterranean Sea to their location and hospital. And it seems like it's a very simple process, but there's a lot of planning and logistics and organization that gets involved, that is involved with transporting a patient from an aircraft carrier to a shore facility. And that to me gets me excited. Not that the patient is sick or injured, but the fact that you're part of something bigger, that you are behind the scenes. Yes, I may not be the doctor that's patching that patient, nor am I the nurse that's assisting and caring for the patient, but I get to make things happen from the background, for lack of better terms. I get to make things happen so that whatever the doctor and the nurse did in the aircraft carrier doesn't go to waste. I want to make sure that they get transported. So that's a big thing too that I do as a medical officer in an aircraft carrier, a naval warship. And I'm really, really proud of that. I'm so proud of my team. Another thing that I do is I also am what we call a division officer. This is a managerial role if you compare it to a civilian sector. Now you're saying it's like, okay, what's the big deal? Managers. Well, you have to think too that as most healthcare administrators don't manage the whole staff. They maybe manage physicians or a group of physicians or maybe the coders in a hospital setting, but that's about it, right? It is very rare that you direct the whole hospital. So at my current job right now, I get to do all of that. I get to manage the staff. I get to work with the physicians and the providers, get their input and help them with the process improvement. And I also get to work and lead my staff to ensure that we provide the utmost patient care available to them while they are on the ship. And these are the things that I get to do as a medical service corps officer, specifically a healthcare administrator on the current platform that I'm with. And we're not only just in aircraft carriers. There's different types of ships that's around the Navy that I won't mention to you right now. But we are also embedded in those types of platforms. The hospital ships that you see in the news when the Comfort or the Mercy pulls out. Yes, you see the nurses and the doctors, but the people that don't get put on the spotlight by the media a lot are the planners, healthcare administrators that made that happen. To go from the East Coast to somewhere in Haiti, or to go from the West Coast, from San Diego to help out with the COVID outbreaks in Los Angeles. Those take a lot of planning and logistics, and that's what I truly enjoy and truly live for as a healthcare administrator. So hopefully that kind of gave you a background of what I do as a healthcare administrator. And if you do have any questions, I have my point of contact somewhere here on the screen. Maybe here, I'm not sure where I'm going to put it, honestly, but Lieutenant Commander Nikita Brown should be able to help you out. Thank you again for listening. I think I'm the first one in the slot, or the second one right after Lieutenant Commander Brown, and I hope I left you a good tone moving forward. There's a lot of other things that medical service corps officers do. It's not just becoming a healthcare administrator. This is why it's so exciting to be working in this specific corps. And we're just very diverse, and it's almost like a jack of all trades, the medical service corps specifically. I look forward to hearing from you if you have any other questions or concerns. And again, I'm sorry I can't be there with you guys. Talk to you soon, and thank you so much.